Gamertag Radio presents E3 2017 coverage.
E3 is one of the biggest events for Gamertag Radio.
Hosts Danny Pena, Paris Lilly, and Peter Toledo are direct from the convention center floor.
We bring you interviews and commentary from all the E3 2017 press conferences.
Roundtable discussion.
All the latest gaming coverage. Developer interviews.
The latest news from the crew.
A Gamertag Radio exclusive.
Here we go.
E3 2017 coverage starts now.
All right, moment I've been waiting for. I'm serious.
Everyone, step aside.
We are sitting here with Aaron Greenberg. Can you tell me your official title at Xbox?
My title is General Manager of Xbox Games Marketing.
Thank you for taking some time to talk to us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I'm just going to kick it off with fire. So
I would expect nothing less.
I'm sure
The salt is shaking.
Yeah, see. So Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it. It's $499.
Yeah.
You did not make it for me. I truly believe the press conference that you had this year was great. A lot of diverse games.
Yeah.
The press conference for me was the year before with Xbox Play Anywhere. I love it. It's fantastic. But I'm saying, you didn't make this for me because I have a PC.
Yeah.
I don't need Xbox One X to be able to experience all these great games in 4K and all that.
Yeah.
But for the console gamer, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. And I know there was some controversy about it being at $499 and, because there was rumors it was going to be cheaper and all that.
Yeah.
But like we literally just finished talking to Albert. Yeah. And this is, from a PC perspective, the performance that you put into this box at $500 is more than worth the price of admission. So can you kind of take us back? What went into the decision for saying, you know what, let's greenlight this. Let's go with Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
Let's make the most powerful console ever made, and let's just deliver this to gamers and go from there.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great point, and I totally get what you're saying about the. So, what did you invest in your gaming rig?
Oh, right now, because I have a 1080 card in my. I mean, I'm $2,000 usually.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, and for a set of gamers that are out there that have invested the $1,000+ and kind of to get 4K gaming, true 4K gaming, like that's awesome, but it hasn't existed in the console space. And so that was the idea, was like, how can we bring at scale to the living room and at $499 an incredible value to deliver how much performance we are in this box with 4K UHD Blu-ray, with 6 teraflops, with 12 gigs of DDR5 memory, and to give that to developers to be able to bring that much performance to the console space. We think it's a huge opportunity. A lot of 4K adoptions happening. 4K TVs adoptions growing, and we know console serves a unique purpose as an appliance, built to be plug and play in the living room, connected to your biggest screen TV in the world, and so, or in your home, not in the world. But you get the idea. With that said, we're still very committed to Xbox Play Anywhere, bringing all of our titles to the PC as well. While that was a new announcement last year, you saw us talk about whether it's State of Decay or Forza or Crackdown. All those titles will come day and date to Windows 10, and will be Play Anywhere titles. And we've got some good third-party support there as well. A lot of indies are on board doing Xbox Play Anywhere. Shadow of War, another example of a title that will be doing that as well. So we're going where the gamers are, and but we're always open to hearing feedback on what we could do better.
Cool. Now, I got a little bit confused with the whole, during the press conference, you guys were announcing a lot of these games, and every time they will say launch exclusive, premiere, world premiere, and all that. Yeah. Can you explain about that? Because I think there's people out there that's still kind of confused about, is it time exclusive? Is it coming out first? What is it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we showed 42 games in our briefing. It was the largest, most diverse games lineup we've ever brought. Of those, there's 22 of those games have some console exclusivity. So the stuff that we own, we actually own the IP, our first party stuff. We just would call those exclusives. We can control that how long they will stay exclusive because we own them. Crackdown, things like that. In the case of what we call console launch exclusives, these are titles that will be launching exclusive in our box. They may end up always being exclusive. They may be for a period of time. We don't own those titles, but we are working with those developers in many cases to help fund and make those titles happen, and also help support them to bring those to Xbox. A lot of times for developers, that support matters, but also prioritization matters. where do they go focus their effort? And so for us to build a partner with them to bring those titles as console launch exclusives allows them to focus. And, having a box with this much power, we've never had this much level of interest from development partners either. So the idea is, hey, as an Xbox owner, you're going to get 22 games that will have some level of exclusivity, and that's a combination of both timed and lifetime exclusives.
How has been the overall response, whether it's from an investor standpoint, community, gamers, developers? How has that been since the announcement and press conference?
It's always hard to tell, I can go around and we had our fan fest. I talked to a lot of fans. I know they love us, which is awesome. I go and talk to a lot of different journalists and stuff. There's online polls and things like that. It's hard, it's always hard to get a read of it. I think in general, the response has been very positive. I think people are really excited about this much power coming to the console space. And at the same time, I think people knew we had that and they were like, show us the games. And I think the fact that we showed up with 42 games with such a big, diverse lineup, and I think a lot of games that do show that potential of true 4K gaming, like Forza Motorsport 7, thought Metro looked great, things like Anthem from BioWare, really showing the potential that developers can bring when you give them this much power and performance. So, according to Jeff Keighley's poll this morning, I read 17,000 people voted, 43% said, we had their favorite briefing. So I'm honored to see that. But we don't do it just to sort of win the briefing. We do it to sort of delight our fans and people. The thing we're getting asked about the most is how do I pre-order this thing and when can I pre-order this thing? So that was, kind of mission accomplished on that.
So just sticking when you were talking about FanFest and community, I have to commend you because we come into the press briefing and we're looking down. You're interacting with everyone down there on the show floor. You sat with everyone on the show floor to watch the briefing. You are probably the most active person in your position. Let's be clear here. You're very very high up in the Xbox hierarchy, so to speak, and you're constantly on Twitter, interacting with people, talking to people, explaining questions, etc. So, just from your perspective, how important is it that as a team at Xbox that you engage with the community and get their feedback, moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I truly love our fans. I mean, that is our most, I think, noble purpose is to bring fun and entertainment, and it's something that what I love about this industry and what I love about what our team gets to do as marketers. And to sit there, absolutely love being there with the fans. I mean, I not only watching their reactions, but literally feeling them react in the crowd is just amazing. Going to the FanFest events, hearing from fans, talking to fans. I mean, it is like, you see it in their eyes. It's like the best day, the best week of their lives. They're enjoying every moment. And so, of course, we come here and we talk a lot to media. We talk a lot to partners, and that's part of E3. But there's something so special about seeing fans who just love the opportunity to talk to us. They often want us to sign things for them, or they want to take pictures, and it's amazing. And I think the passion that our fans have is great, and I love interacting with them, and I make an effort to try to do that as much as I can.
I think it was like a couple months ago, you guys had a survey, and I can't remember exactly. I think you guys wanted to get feedback about the Nintendo Switch and also I think the NES Classic. Coming from you guys, why would what is important to ask that to the consumers, our Xbox fans?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that particular survey, but I can tell you that there's tons of data, analytics, and research that all companies in the industry do, from third parties to hardware manufacturers. We're always listening and learning and trying to understand from our gaming community. So that one I'm not in particular familiar with, but we'll survey all types of things to get a read on how people are perceiving different things, how do they react to different things, what are they looking for, et cetera, et cetera. And
I love that there's going to be cross-play now with Xbox owners can play with Nintendo Switch owners Minecraft.
Yes, absolutely.
How important was that for you guys?
Well, for Minecraft, I mean, we know that the Minecraft community plays that game across multiple devices. Most Minecraft players are already playing Minecraft on multiple devices. And so for us, we wanted to make sure we could bring Minecraft to the Switch, and in addition to that, enable that community to be united. So we're uniting both mobile. So iOS and Android, we're doing it with VR community, Windows 10, of course, with the Xbox console and Nintendo Switch. And, people, what they're creating, what they're sharing, all that can go with them from device to device, cross-play from device to device. And so that was the vision, and really putting the players first. And so we're excited to do that. It's great to see folks like Rocket League doing the same. It's been good to see the reaction.
So Phil Spencer, when he was on stage at the briefing, talked about now with backwards compatibility, we're bringing in the original Xbox games, and he kind of emphasized. Sorry, and he kind of emphasized the fact of the importance of preserving, this back catalog. And so, can you kind of just go into that? Why is this so important to Xbox that we include the entire catalog of previous games, along with the new feature that you have with Game Pass? I don't think that's been talked about enough either.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact is that there's an incredible library of games from the original Xbox that a lot of people on Xbox today weren't there for. I mean, we were, right? We grew up with those games, and to be able to take 3 generations of games and let them play it all in one box is something pretty unique and special. And, I think with backward compatibility, we're able to do that. People building their digital games library in ways they haven't before, that's becoming more and more important. They used to say back in the day, backward compatibility didn't matter that much because you didn't have the disc, you couldn't find it, you traded it back in, whatever it was. But today, people are building their libraries. And so we're seeing a massive amount of usage. We've seen over half of all of our players. I think we gave out stats around over 500 million hours. And even when Black Ops 2 went and beat one of the top 10 selling games of the month. And so it's a big deal, and gamers want it. And so that's why we've really focused resources to go deliver against it. The farther back you go, the harder it gets. But it's exciting to be able to show Crimson Skies. We also announced Fusion Frenzy. But the other thing I'll tell you is that not only are those games going to be fun to play, but they're also going to look and play great when you, whether you have an Xbox One S or if you get the X. They're going to get some nice performance benefits as well.
Fantastic. One of the biggest things for Xbox in general has always been the UI, the dashboard. There wasn't a lot of talk about that or mentioning of it. Can you explain why, and when can we see, when will we be able to see what the new UI or dashboard looks like?
Sure. No, team's working hard on that. And I've actually part of a group that's seeing some early previews of that. And we're excited about it. I think, for E3, we really wanted to give people what they wanted, which I think is games. And so that's where we focused. I think if we, in the middle of our briefing, stopped and did a big UI demo, you guys would be like, Twitter, the fire and pitchforks would come out at us. So yeah, we'll show it as we get closer to, and as we're refining some of it and testing it as well. But I think the team there is doing good work and continues to do good work and make good progress there. So stay tuned.
So one thing I want to go back to is, again, with Xbox One X now being introduced into the Xbox One family, is I don't think you guys have expressed this enough in the community, because, again, we talk about, it's $4.99. You're not forcing anyone to buy this. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I can play all your games on Xbox Play Anywhere. People that have the original Xbox can still play all your games at 1S, etc. So can you kind of go into why Xbox is really a platform now, and it's about the choice of being able to play on whatever you can afford at that time, and when you're ready to upgrade, that you can?
Yeah, I mean, we do. That is the vision, that nobody gets left behind, and that's why we're bringing our games as many places as possible. We talked about the now 3 generations of backward compatibility. All those benefits come to the entire Xbox One family. So if you're on the S, you're going to get those benefits. If you want to buy the premium high-end box, we have that for you. And we know at the end of the day, while this is the thing people are probably most excited about right now, we'll still sell more Xbox One S consoles this year than we will sell of the X. And so we're very thoughtful about that family. When Forza Motorsport launches on October 3rd, it'll launch first for the family on the S and on Windows 10. And so we want to be able to bring those benefits to all those gamers, and it'll be exciting, and they're going to get all the benefits of all the new things that are being built in that game. And then we'll relaunch it again in true 4K with the X on the console. Of course, if you have a Windows 10 PC, you'll already be playing it in 4K. So it's all about choice and finding ways to reward gamers, whether they want the best value in gaming with the S or if they want the premium, most powerful console ever made with the X.
Hard point was it not to show Halo and Gears this year? Because this is the first time, no mention at all of those games. So why was that important for you guys this year?
Well, I think we're kind of proud to be able to come to E3 and show our largest, most diverse games lineup, and not have Gears and Halo. It's kind of a bit of a challenge, you know. But personally, you know, I've spent time with both those teams. Phil and I were just up at Coalition a couple weeks ago. Teams are doing great work on the future of the Gears franchise, future of the Halo franchise. But sometimes it's fun just to let those teams go away and kind of work in secrecy for a little bit. They don't need to come every year. And then we'll come back and surprise and delight our fans with what they're up to when the time is right.
And why not put a Xbox One Elite controller to this, be part of it? Choice, right? Choice.
Paris can do all my questions. That's good.
There you go.
No, I mean, we have a great controller. We built an entirely new controller with Bluetooth, a lot of great enhancements for the Xbox One S launch. People love it. Most people generally say we have the best, one of their favorite controllers in gaming. So we've gone back in black with the console. We've got the controller now in black. This controller will work on the X and on Windows 10, so you can take it across with Xbox Play Anywhere. But people that want the high-end, the best Elite controller, we have that option as well. But that's a pretty big financial commitment too. So it's all about, you know, how much you want to invest and how important that experience is to you. Cool.
So back in 2013, because you said the Coalition, so it made me think about this. So back in 2013, when you originally launched the Xbox One, you showed a game from Black Tusk.
Yes.
Does that game still exist?
I don't know what you define exist. Was there a team creating?
Well, Black Tusk was the original studio that became the Coalition. They showed a concept for a game that we'd see some point in the future. I was convinced we were seeing it at this E3. So
there's a lot of conspiracies about that. Well, I listen to your guys' show every week, so I'm a regular listener. Here's what I would say: that it's an incredible, talented team up there.
Yes.
We pivoted that team to go focus on Gears and brought Rod Ferguson in, co-creator of that franchise. And they are. I mean, if you saw, you guys play Gears 4, I assume.
Yeah, of course.
Incredible campaign. I thought they did a great job with Versus, great job with Horde, and so that team is focused on the Gears franchise going forward.
Now, what would you say? Sorry, Danny. So, what would you say your lineup? In my opinion, that you had this. It was very diverse. I loved it. I love indie titles. I love a lot of the things that you're showing from some of your third-party partners.
Yeah.
There was criticism that you didn't have enough of the big AAA titles at your press conference. But in my opinion, it's important to show that diversity of, hey, these smaller studios that are making these amazing experiences need that spotlight as well. Would you say that it's fair to say that the big AAA games will be shown when the time is right?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we were pretty deliberate in thinking, hey, first, I think we felt like we showed a lot of great AAA games. You know, it's tough because if you show too many AAA games, people are like, oh man, all you're doing is showing us big blockbusters. We want to see more variety and diversity, you know? So we just showed everything, you know? But with that said, largely what we showed are mostly things that are going to be launching between now and next
E3. That was the key. Yeah, you showed what's coming
so if
soon.
you take our first party stuff. So Forza will be out, Crackdown will be out, Sea of Thieves, Super Lucky's Tale, State of Decay 2, all will be launching before E3 next year. So we showed you big blockbuster exclusives that you'll be able to play over the next year, in addition to Assassin's Creed this holiday, you know, in addition to great variety of all those, you know, great indie titles that are coming. Cuphead's got a date, right? Yeah. So, you know, I mean, and that's an exclusive. Just back to your earlier question, exclusive. So anyway, you know, so that was the idea. Was you know, at least the vision was, hey, let's go long. Let's break the rules. You know, we used to always be 90 minutes because TV, and we had to cut off because people were setting their DVRs. But Now, I mean, the TV audience is this fraction of our total audience with streaming and all the where people are watching on their consoles or wherever that may be. So it was fun to be able to put that all together. Sea of Thieves, another great example of another big title that we're excited about. So, and of course, all the big blockbuster titles. And whatever game you're into, if you play it on this box, it's going to look and play better.
How important is ID at Xbox today and then moving forward with Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and moving forward?
Extremely important. You know, we've spent a number of years working with that community. We have great partnerships there. It's fun to see the creativity that's happening there. You know, things like that. I thought the Artful Escape trailer was awesome. A lot of people talked about The Last Night, Darwin Project, even titles coming, you know, from all over the world. And so for us, I don't know how well you guys know Phil Spencer, what he plays, but you know, he has an insane amount of love for indie titles. And the second, you know, Thimbleweed Park came out, he played that from beginning to end, right? And so we love those titles, and we play them just as much as we play the big blockbusters. And that's the idea, is to be able to create, what we want to do is create the largest, most diverse games library anywhere for our fans. And be able to bring benefits like Xbox Play Anywhere for those that want to play them on the PC as well.
My question is, I asked this to Albert too. How was it behind the scenes, reading all those conspiracy theories and everything because of the hidden messages and the little teasers that came out before the press conference?
I could never anticipate. I'm sure I've way underestimate the. First, I love the passion. I mean, there's not a lot of industries that have this level of passion, where people are putting together codes and searching things. And by the way, literally making typos in what they're searching. You know, fives and S's getting switched up. You know, and like that robot thing, whatever that was. You know, like so. We're not that good, okay? Let me just tell you, we are not that good, okay? I wish we were, you know, like, but it's amazing the level of depths people go to. And, you know, sometimes, people make a lot of the wrong assumptions on some stuff, but it's fun. It's fun to see the speculation. With that said, I'm a guy, like, when it comes to movies, TV shows, I'm kind of no spoilers. And so it was fun to be able to, like, not have the box leak, not have the name, you know, be able to unveil all that at the moment and be sitting there with the fans and watching them react and go crazy. Original Xbox being added to the back and pat program, that stuff not leaking. So this year we were pretty fortunate in keeping most of that stuff confidential, and I think that provided even more kind of surprise and delight moments for our fans.
Cool.
How important is Mixer to your what you're trying to do moving forward? Because you changed the name, obviously it was Beam, and I've seen this big push here at the show for using Mixer. So what are you guys looking forward to do with that in the future?
Mixer is a huge opportunity for us. I think, you know, the tech there, you know, they talk about it as the next generation streaming platform. And not only is some of the tech there, I think, really impressive, the faster than light, the real time. So folks that are both watching and streaming can interact with each other as if they're there together. Right. Removing latency has so many benefits, interactivity. So for us, we're innovating a lot there. You know, I think a couple things. I think first is you're seeing people are spending as much time, and in some cases more time, watching games than playing games. I mean, take PUBG as an example for Playground Unknown Battlegrounds. Like, I played it a little bit on the PC, very little. I've been watching it a lot. That game is so much fun to watch, and I'm excited to have it come to Xbox as well. So I think that's a great example. You know, the watchability of that. We made it really easy for people to stream. You know, I'm not a streamer, but I'm streaming from my console because it's so easy, right? So how can we kind of democratize that and make that really simple? But then we're seeing things like the Darwin Project, where they're actually building streaming and interactivity into the design of the game. And so there's some next level stuff there that's happening that I think is really fun. And I think it's going to change the way, you know, you used to only be able to interact with a game and experience a game if you were playing it yourself. And now a community of people can be watching, can be interacting, can actually, you can leave the controller. There can be nobody playing the game but the people on the stream, you know? And so I think it's fun. It'll be fun to see what people are going to do with that. And we're doing a lot of innovation there, and definitely excited about it.
is Beam? I'm sorry, is still used to calling it Beam.
That's
is
all right. We mix it up sometimes too.
Is Mixer going to be something that runs in the background on Xbox One X, or is that going to be something like an app that still has to be manually activated for you?
It's built into the platform. I wouldn't call it run in the background per se, but the fact that you can hit the home button and be streaming with another button push really simple has made that the simplicity of that the same on the PC with the Xbox app. So that's the idea. With that said, it's not just about streaming, it's also about watching. So of course we have the Mixer app on every mobile device, everywhere that gamers are. So we want to bring that. And even the Mixer Create app that's in beta right now, I'm playing with that a little bit too, where you can actually stream from your phone. So I think the idea about that is, the roots of it are going to be gaming, but there can be experiences that you can create as part of that that can even go beyond that.
How important was to get Anthem to be part of the press conference and save it for last, best for last?
Well, we have a great relationship with Electronic Arts, and so it's been fun. As Patrick said, to get when we delivered the dev kits to them, and they were doing work with that and the Frostbite engine. A lot of opportunities unlocked. For them, it was awesome to see their vision around Anthem, and they really purposely had that in mind for us, and be able to showcase that benefiting from the power of Xbox One X. We decided to save it for the last, which was fun. It seemed like fans reacting pretty well,
big time
to that. Visually stunning. I love what they're doing there. An incredible team at BioWare. But at the same time, the other benefits of Frostbite is you saw in their briefing what Madden looks like in 4K. And as a big NFL fan, I know you are as well, Tampa Bay. But you can't watch the NFL in 4K. But you can play Madden in 4K on an Xbox One X. And so I think that's the interesting thing is in some ways gaming and the technology around gaming is passing, other ways, TV and other forms of entertainment. And so that's exciting to be on the cutting edge.
Cool. Albert, I was going to Albert. Aaron, thanks a lot.
It's all good. Albert's my brother.
Yeah, right,
so.
there you go. But one day, I would love to have you and him on our show, and maybe
do it together.
Not only interview with us, but also get the fans involved and send them questions and everything too, right? So
of course.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Big fan of your guys' work.
Thanks, man. This episode of Gamertag Radio is sponsored by Western Digital. With WD, you're now able to get solid-state drives and hard drives to fit your unique needs. When you add the superior performance of a WD solid-state drive to your PC, you'll get blazing read speed so you can boost your system quickly or load games and other applications in a snap. Combined with a reliable WD hard drive, you get up to 6 terabytes of storage to keep your games library, direct feed videos, and me, I'm a fan of podcasts, you could do this too, and more, all in a single place. And for a limited time, Gamertag listeners, take advantage of this. Limited time, you can get 20% off a WD solid state drive with coupon code WDGTR. Remember, that's WDGTR. Find out more at WDC.com/GTR. One thing I noticed too, our Discord channel community members, they've been going crazy with this code. So take advantage of this. This is a limited time offer. We have, Paris and P that also been testing this out now for a while. And now that especially they've been using more like capturing for like gaming stuff and also editing videos and everything. This is perfect for you guys, and there's a lot of the gamers that want to start doing that too for YouTube and Facebook and so on.
No, absolutely. And again, take advantage of this code WDGTR. It is 20% off solid state hard drives. And if you're a hardcore gamer, if you're looking to build a new PC, you're going to want an SSD drive for faster read speeds, faster loading times in your games, etc. So take advantage, WDC.com/GTR. Use our code WDGTR for 20% off.